moving to a new state, and you want to know, am I going to have plenty of money after I make this move, or will I be living paycheck to paycheck? Today, we explore the cost of living in Georgia versus California. We will also look at how much you need to make in order to maintain your standard of living that you have right now. Let's do it. Jonathan McCoy here with Keller Williams Realty, Chattahoochee North, and I'm a realtor here in Duluth, Georgia and the metro Atlanta area. So, you are thinking about, or already committed to, making a move from California to Georgia. If you are moving here, you may be interested in this video I did about living in Atlanta. But let's continue. What will your costs be, and can you maintain your standard of living when you move to Georgia? Well, to start with, I've got great news for you. It is significantly cheaper to live in Georgia than it is California. I have some friends that moved here from California years ago, and they were blown away by how much house they could afford. They actually bought a huge home for just the two of them, and a few years later they downsized because they realized they didn't need that much home. The average cost of a home in Georgia is $213,918, while in California it's $586,659. Now, that is for the whole state of Georgia, and we only have one big city in Georgia, which is Atlanta. So let's look specifically at Atlanta. For Atlanta, the average price of a home is $296,590. That is still lower than the average for California and much lower than most of the major cities in California. Just looking at state comparisons, the cost of a home in Georgia is 63.4% less than a home in California. If we compare Atlanta to LA, it's 61.4% less. Compared to San Francisco, which, my goodness, are they building those homes out of gold out there? Geez. Anyways, compared to San Francisco, Atlanta homes cost 78.8% less. Compared to San Diego, homes are 56.1% less than in Atlanta. And compared to Sacramento, they're 19.9% less. So, right away, you can see that buying a home in Georgia is going to be more affordable for you. Now, there are plenty of areas in Georgia, and specifically in and around Atlanta, that have much higher home values. For instance, in Buckhead, homes average around $518,000. Go to Brookhaven, and homes average around $580,000. And in Johns Creek, homes average around $455,000. But as we know, buying a home isn't all your cost. Let's look at some of the other costs. Eating out, which I love to do. Now, going to eat out will cost you about 9% less in Georgia than it does in California. Groceries will cost you about 16.8% less. And speaking of groceries, when doing some of the research about comparisons, I came across different websites that compared cost of living, and there was one particular grocery item that on most sites stood out to me. Now, I guess I had a family that just grew up that was a little different than most, because most sites were putting the cost of bread at $3 to $4 per loaf of bread. What kind of bread are y'all buying? Let me let you in on a little secret. You know, you can go down to Kroger and buy bread or something like Wonder Bread for like $1 to $1.50. So if you like that expensive bread, hey, more power to you. But I don't know if the average person spends $3 to $4 on a loaf of bread. Maybe the people that spend $4 on bread are the same ones that are buying homes in San Francisco. I mean, dang, San Francisco, $1.4 million is the average price of your homes. I've actually never been to San Francisco, but I got a question. Is everyone there a CEO of a Fortune 500 company? Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about San Francisco and get back to it. Transportation costs, which is like gas prices, and car insurance is about 11% cheaper here in Georgia than in California. Childcare for preschool children is 42% less here, and entertainment costs run about 26% less. If you're looking to rent a home instead of buy, it will cost you about 45% less here in Georgia. So, is there anything that you'll actually pay more for in Georgia than California? The answer is yes. Utilities costs in Georgia will run you about 11% higher than California, and healthcare costs here in Georgia are about 3% higher. Okay, so we know it's cheaper to live here, but it may be when you move here, you will actually be earning less. Let's break down what it will take to maintain your same standard of living. There are plenty of calculators out there online to help you figure out your exact income, but I'm going to just take someone that's making $100,000 per year. If you live in LA and move to Atlanta area, to maintain the same standard of living when you make $100,000 a year there, you need to make $73,000 a year here. If you're moving from Anaheim to Atlanta, you'd need to make about $68,000 here. Moving from San Francisco to Atlanta, you need to make about $59,000 here. And from San Diego to Atlanta, you'll need to make about $72,000. And don't want to forget Sacramento. From Sacramento to Atlanta, you'll need to make about $88,000. So for all of the cities in California that I put down, if you're making $100,000 there, you actually don't have to make as much here in Atlanta to maintain your same standard of living. Now, if you are fortunate enough to make more than the cost of living adjustment, then you can either save money or upwardly adjust your standard of living. I know that was a lot of numbers for today, but I hope that gives you an idea of what the cost of living differences are here in Georgia compared to California when you make your move. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. If you liked this video, you may want to check out that video I talked about moving to Atlanta, or one of my other videos. And don't forget, hit the notification bell. Click on the subscription button. I post videos like this one every Thursday. Thanks, and I will see you next time.